She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 14 NFL Power Rankings. Now, without further ado, let's get started. At number 32, we got the New York Jets at 0-12. Just lost the Raiders. They blew it, and to be honest, I don't think that the Jets have a chance against Seattle. Of course, every team has a chance to win, but not this week. Seattle, even though they lost the Giants a week earlier, I think the Jets are the worst team in the NFL, and Adam Gase's coaching will continue to get them deeper and deeper and deeper to possibly getting that number 1 overall pick. Coming in at number 31, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1-11. Just lost to the Vikings and will lose to the Titans. I see this Jaguars team just like the Jets, a tanking team that will get either the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. That is how bad Jacksonville is. They're not even playing their starter anymore as he was injured. And because their third stringer is starting, the reason why is because their second string quarterback was that bad. But as far as I could see, we could possibly have a second overall pick or first overall pick for the Jaguars. That's as far as I'm saying for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming in at number 30, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at 3-8-1. Just coming off a loss to the Packers, so it was expected. They're going up against the Saints, which is going to be another loss, to be honest. Even if Drew Brees doesn't play, it's game over for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're not that good anymore. And to be honest, they weren't good at the start. I mean, they lost to the Washington football team. They lost to a team with no name. And I'm just saying that the Washington football team is not only better than them, the Giants are not only better than them, the Cowboys are not only better than them, but I think that almost every team besides the Jaguars and Jets are better than them. Every single one, without a shadow of a doubt. And honestly, even Jalen Hurts won't save this team this year. Coming in at number 29, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at 2-9-1. And they just lost to the Dolphins. They're going up against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys could win. It's a 50-50 for me. But as far as I can see, the Bengals, after losing their star quarterback, will not be good this year. And they honestly haven't been good this year. The only bright spot was Joe Burrow. But to be honest, after their loss of their quarterback, they went to garbage. And that's what they'll be the rest of the way. But next year, you get some good draft picks. You get some guys from free agency. And I think you can actually build a team that is ready to compete with the Browns, Ravens, and Steelers. Coming in at number 28, we got the Denver Broncos at 4-8. They just lost to the Chiefs, of course. And they're most likely going to win over the Panthers. But I'm not really sure of that, as I do believe that the Panthers are a bad team with a good offense. And the Denver Broncos, they're a bad team in general. Like, they were so hyped this year, and that hype went to the trash can as some of their key players ended up getting injured and out. And this really just wasn't the year for the Denver Broncos, and it will continue to be the same. Coming in at number 27, we got the Dallas Cowboys at 3-9 and just lost to the Ravens in horrific fashion. They are going up against the Bengals. And to be honest, the Bengals are a team that I don't see going anywhere the rest of the way. Neither do the Cowboys. But the Cowboys still have a chance to win their division. That's how bad it is. But as far as I could see, the Cowboys have a very good chance to win this game. Coming in at number 26, we got the Chicago Bears at 5-7. And to be honest, they lost to the Lions of all teams. And I'm just saying it. The Texans are better than the Bears. Mitch Trubisky is not going to be enough to win them games. And to be honest, they need Nick Foles back. Even though Nick Foles isn't doing that good either. But as far as I can see, the Bears are done and the Texans will put them in the garbage this week. Coming in at number 25, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at 3-9. This game was horrific for the Chargers, but Even so, you're most likely not going to win against the Falcons. It's 50-50, to be honest. They're both terrible teams with terrible defenses and decent offenses, except the Falcons might have it a bit better. But as far as I can see, it's a 50-50 for me this week for the Los Angeles Chargers. Coming in at number 24, we got the Carolina Panthers at 4-8. They just came off a bye. They're going against the Denver Broncos, and I see Denver as the most likely winner, but it's a 50-50 for me. Both of these teams are bad. I'm going to get that off the bat. But I do think that the Broncos have the advantage over the Panthers. But the Panthers, they should be able to at least compete in that game. Coming in at number 23, we got the Houston Texans. And the Texans are at 4-8, just like the Panthers. But they're going against the Chicago Bears after taking a loss to the Indianapolis Colts. But I do see the Bears losing that game. But both teams are equally matched. I do see the Texans having the bigger advantage, as they are, in my opinion, the better team. But you don't know, maybe the Chicago Bears come with an incredible offense, an incredible defense to stop the Houston Texans and get a win. Coming in at number 22, we got the Detroit Lions at 5-7, and they just took a win over the Bears. But they're not going to take a win over the Packers. I see no hope for the Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers. They'll most likely drop due to that loss, but it's expected, as they are not a good team at all this year. Coming in at number 21, we got the Washington Football Team. They defeated the undefeated Steelers. They are 5-7, and they are right there tied with the New York Giants for the division. But they're going to go up against the 49ers. At home? No. They're going to be not even in San Francisco for this game, as Santa Clara County has had some restrictions with COVID. But regardless of that, they're going to defeat the San Francisco 49ers. Unless the 49ers bring their A game and do the same thing to them that they did to LA when the Los Angeles Rams went to San Francisco. Coming in at number 20, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at 7-5. Just came off a win over the Jets and will face off against the Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers. Now, the Phillip Rivers-led Colts have been doing well. So have the Derek Carr-led Raiders. But I see the Raiders having the advantage over the Colts. Either way, it's going to be a good matchup. We're going to have some very good players in this game, and also we're going to have to see if this either becomes a blowout for one team or a basically offensive showdown between both teams. Coming in at number 19, we got the New York Giants at 5-7, and to be honest, this Seahawk win is devastating for Seattle and very good for New York, but they're not going to do that with Arizona. They got a very tough game against the Cardinals, and I think it's most likely going to be a Giants loss, but who knows, maybe they do the same thing to Arizona that they did to Seattle and keep the division lead. Coming in at number 18, we got the Indianapolis Colts at 8-4, just beat the Texans in a close game, but against the Raiders in Las Vegas, I think they're going to have trouble. It's 50-50, but the Raiders have the advantage in this game. It's going to be either an offensive shootout or a blowout for one team. Coming in at number 17, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-5, came off a bye and will defeat the Vikings this week, as I don't see Minnesota having that big of an advantage over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they do have a chance, even though I'm giving most of that chance to Tampa and Tom Brady and those receivers and running backs of theirs. That defense, if they're able to stop Kirk Cousins and the Vikings and Dalvin Cook, basically that will be the end, and the Buccaneers will take the win unless they struggle and then lose like they have in the past few weeks. Coming in at 16, we got the Atlanta Falcons at 4-8, and to be honest, this team, I am telling you, coming off a short loss, decent loss to the New Orleans Saints, they will be able to most likely defeat the Los Angeles Chargers, but the Chargers don't give up on them. They could do something. Justin Herbert could do something for the Chargers, but as far as I could see, the Atlanta Falcons have the Chargers number. Coming in at number 15, we got the San Francisco 49ers at 5-7. They just lost to the Bills, but they're taking on the Washington football team, which will be a loss as well. I honestly think that the San Francisco 49ers will lose to the Washington football team, but you shouldn't give up on them as they did the same. I predicted that the Rams would have won in San Fran, and they didn't. Instead, it was a 23-20 win for San Francisco. I'm just saying, things are unexpected. The Steelers were supposed to beat the Washington football team, but could not. And now, the Steelers have their first loss of the year. Anything could happen, but I'm saying it's mostly on all the momentum, or most of the momentum, is on Washington's side. Coming in at number 14, we got the Baltimore Ravens. And at 7-5, beating the Cowboys, they will go to Cleveland. But are they going to beat the Browns, who are now in their first winning season? I don't think they will beat the Browns. There's no way I think the Ravens will beat the Browns. Unless the Browns choke it. Because the Browns did lose big to the Baltimore Ravens. But this is a new, different Baltimore Ravens squad from the beginning of the year to now. They've been losing in very big games, and I think that the Browns could be the next. But it also could be an upset for the Browns, and the Ravens could get a close advantage of getting into the playoffs and possibly even knocking out the Cleveland Browns. Coming in at number 13, we got the Los Angeles Rams at 8-4. Coming off a win over Arizona, they will head over back to Los Angeles and face off against the Patriots, which they did on Thursday night. It was a 24-3 destruction of the Patriots. Honestly, I would have imagined the Patriots would lose, but not by that much. I thought it would have been closer, but this just shows that the Patriots team from this year is not going to be that good. As good as the teams back in the day. Now, coming in at number 12, the original first team in the power rankings. I kept them at number 1 simply because they were undefeated. No more. The frauds have been unmasked, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers at 11-1, taking a loss to the Washington football team. They will go to Buffalo, which I expect them to lose, but the Steelers are this year the team that basically goes to another team's stadium and wins, or better yet, against a tough team, and they get their win. But I'm not seeing that this week. I'm seeing a loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, coming in at number 11, we got the Seattle Seahawks at 8-4. They lost to the Giants, and they will now face up against the Jets. And to be honest, these last few games, I'm just saying Seattle will win against the Jets. I am guaranteeing that. I don't think that the Jets will even come close to beating Seattle unless our defense screws us. But as far as I can see, the Jets will choke and will lose this game. Whether it's because of our defense or whether it's because of our offense, they will take the L. Coming in at number 10, we got the Miami Dolphins at 8-4. Just beat the Bengals and will lose to the Chiefs. There's no way they're beating the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs have even made the playoffs already. But as far as I can see, Miami, you are far from defeating Kansas City. Step down because you're not going to beat the Chiefs this week. Coming in at number 9, we got the Arizona Cardinals at 6-6. And they lost to the Rams, but they will beat the Giants in my opinion. But they could lose. The Giants could do the same thing that they did to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle lost to a backup quarterback, while Daniel Jones will be returning for this game. I think that the Arizona Cardinals will have a tougher time with Jones than the Seahawks did with McCoy. But as far as I can see, the Arizona Cardinals have the advantage in this game. Coming in at number 8, we got the Tennessee Titans at 8-4. Just lost to the Browns, who got their first winning season since 2007. And besides that, I'm just going to say the Browns could actually be in the playoffs this year for the first time since 2002, if I'm not mistaken. And that is a long time not being in the playoffs. And to be honest about the Titans, I think their game against the Jaguars should be an easy win for them. but they could struggle against the Jags, even though I expect them not to. Coming in at number 7, we got the Minnesota Vikings at 6-6. They just beat the Jaguars in a close game. They will go to Tampa Bay, which will most likely be a loss. But if the Vikings have enough on their offense, if they have a defense that can stop Brady, can stop Evans, Godwin, Brown, Gronk, Cameron Bate, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, if they can stop the entire offense, I think that the Buccaneers will have no chance. But I do see the Buccaneers still coming out with the win. Coming in at number 6, we got the Buffalo Bills, who are at 9-3, just beat the 49ers, and will beat the Steelers unless the Steelers step up, which they often do when they're facing teams that are winners. When they're against losers, they usually play down to the competition or something like that. But as far as I could see, the Steelers should win this game, but I'm giving it more to Buffalo, as I think that Pittsburgh is actually now being unmasked, and they will take a few losses. Coming in at number 5, we got the New England Patriots at 6-6, coming off a win over the Chargers and just losing to the Rams on Thursday. And I know the record changed to 6-7, but this was made prior to... The list was made prior to Thursday Night Football, but this was being recorded after Thursday Night Football. But besides the point, the Patriots need help on offense. They need help. Cam Newton can lead the offense, but is Cam Newton going to want to stay on a team like this? No, he's going to want to leave. But as far as I could see, the Patriots are not the team that they used to be. Coming in at number 4, we got the Cleveland Browns at 9-3, just beat the Titans and became their first winning season since 2007, and maybe they get their first playoff appearance since 2002. So let's see what happens with the Ravens game, but as far as I can see, it's 50-50. I'm giving the edge to Cleveland this week, as the Browns, to be honest, are doing better than the Ravens, and I think the Ravens have been going on a downturn, but don't count out Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. They could also bring a win, but as far as I can see, it's going to be Cleveland to take the win. Coming in at number 3, we got the Green Bay Packers at 9-3, and just coming off a big win over the Eagles, they go against the Lions, which is most likely going to be a win for the Packers. But as far as I can see, the Packers will continue to do well and will be the NFC North champions. Coming in at number 2, the New Orleans Saints, who have officially clinched the playoffs at 10-2. They just beat the Falcons, and they will go up against the Eagles, which is a most likely win. But never give up. Maybe Jalen Hurts makes a difference, but I'm not seeing that this week. Now, at number 1, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who have just clinched the playoffs at 11-1. And, to be honest, they beat the Denver Broncos, which was expected. And they will beat the Miami Dolphins. Because, to be honest, I don't see Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs losing anytime soon. Maybe a few games more, but I don't see them losing anytime right now. And against the Dolphins, I do not see a loss. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Which team should be higher? Which ones should be lower? Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it. Subscribe and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.